So returning to the actual master schedule, let's assume that you have entered all of the shifts that you calculated out onto each day of the week. We would go to the Schedule tab, and we would change, well, this obviously isn't current, but let's assume this is May 27th to June 2nd. We would save this as a master schedule, and once it's saved, then you can change the dates to make an actual individual week. So say the week is, the current day is May 29th. So we're working on this day right here, but we're making a schedule that begins the 3rd of June. So then you would just change this date here in this cell to, let's see, 6 month, 3rd day. So this is automatically change the date, so it's the week ending the 9th of June. You would save this file as and then say, for example, you could say call this Dundas schedule week ending June 9th. It doesn't have to have that exact title, but you want to have something that differentiates between, is it a master schedule or is it a individual week schedule. So let's just call this Dundas schedule week ending June 9th. Don't forget to include the year as well. So in this case, I called it June 9th, week ending June 9th, 2017. So now we would take our book offs and then we would assign them to other people. So say, for example, we had, let me scroll down here. Say Denise Hill needed this off. So we would have to take this 10:30 to 1:30 shift at Dundas, and maybe we give it to Mike Madhoun if he's available, or Nicole, or actually Nicole's already working, but let's just say, oh, Mike is available, so we would give it to him. And we would just make all those arrangements to accommodate the book offs. And once the book offs are accommodated, shifts are rearranged, you should still have the same productivity that you started with. And then you can complete the schedule like that, email it out, and then 7 days later you can come back and do the exact same thing again. So let's assume a week passes. Now it's June 5th. So now we would open up our master schedule again. We would again change the dates to, let's see, so this one ended on Tuesday, the one underneath. So this one has to start on, it ended on Tuesday, June 9th. So this one will start Tuesday, June 10th. So I'm changing this to June 10th. Now, if the units were exactly the same that we were going to expect, and there was no staff changes, so nobody was hired, nobody left, we would save this as the week ending June 16, 2017. We would put in the book offs again, accommodate those, and then send the schedule out. But that almost never happens. So throughout the week, you might have people leaving, people getting hired, they change their availability. So you would make those changes on the master schedule throughout the week as they're made, accommodate them. So say, for example, if in this case, Wendy T, say she quit but she gave a couple weeks notice. I guess it doesn't. Let's say, for example, she quit with no notice. She said, "Okay, I'm done," and it's unexpected. So we would take these 2 shifts, the shift schedule. We would reassign them to somebody else. Once that's reassigned, we would save the master schedule, and we would come back to it for the day that we're actually doing the actual scheduling. So let's say that happened in the middle of the week, like on a Wednesday. We found out. So we changed the master schedule, reassigned Wendy to whoever's open here. Say Mike Madhoon is available on those days. So now he's going to work those on a regular basis. We save those. Now we're going to work our schedule on Friday. So now we open up this master schedule again. We've changed the dates already to be week ending June 16th. We put on the book offs, and then we email the schedule again. There's a couple of things to remember about those printed paper copies of the schedulator. First of all, you want to keep those copies on file. Keep them in a filing cabinet. Just keep them somewhere that you can have quick and easy access. You know where they are, so they don't get lost. And second, as weeks and months pass, the expected units are going to change, and you're going to need to edit the scheduled shifts where appropriate. Now, something that's really important to remember is that we need to write down people's actual availabilities. So we can avoid conflicts, and we can avoid employees saying, "Hey, I told you I need at least 20 hours a week to live on, and you're only giving me 10 hours a week." Makes it look like we're ignoring them or disrespecting them. They might get angry, they might end up quitting, they might end up stealing things, they might be being disruptive, whatever, all because we couldn't remember what they told us, or maybe we didn't even ask them in the first place. So in order to find out what their availability is and their preferences, we should use this format. This is called New Employee Availability Questionnaire with Preferred Shifts. It has, I'm not sure how many questions, 13 questions. But basically what you do is you email this out to each employee when they're hired, and maybe once a year, just to make sure everyone is, to make any updates or anything. Email them out, get them to fill this out, get them to email it back to you, and then you're going to take the answers to this and you're going to add them to your master schedule. So let's give a couple of examples here. So Lindsay, she responded in the availability questionnaire that she's available to work longer than 2 p.m. but prefers 2:30 p.m. If scheduled in 2 p.m. till 2 p.m., she would have to leave early due to bus schedules. Here's another one down here, and this is where we write them in here. If there's a space issue, you can always insert a cell here by going to insert rows, and then you can type in this. But I would recommend typing this in and then type it in small. So you could change the font size by going to this. Actually, you could just type in 1, and then whatever you type there is going to be really small. So I'm just going to undo that adding of the row. So you can type it in here as well. So in this case, it said she takes the bus. She'd like 20 hours a week if possible. She didn't have any minimum or maximum number of hours mentioned. Commute length, she's willing for overnight, but not 1:30 a.m., 4 a.m. ending shifts, prefers weekday mornings, and so forth. So anyways, these are all good things to know, the answers to that availability questionnaire. And this will avoid conflicts. So if someone has a specific conflict, say for example, in this case, Falguni, she's only available from 1 to 8 on Wednesdays and Thursdays, but it changes on Friday. she's available 2 to 7. Now that's not a big availability change, but say for example, if we scheduled her to work 1 to 8 on Friday, and now she says, well, now it's a problem because I'm not available till 2 and I'm not available after 7. So that would avoid that scheduling error if we had her availability actually written in on the days of the week and the summary items underneath her name and on the side. So this concludes this little training video of how to schedule labor at Subway. If you have any questions, please give me a call. You know how to reach me, and that's the end of the video. Have a good day.